You just can't make it up. You really can't. You can't make it up because we haven't even headed into the new year and Juventus sit on 11 draws in the Serie A. And some people might look at it as a positive. Draws, unbeaten. It means the opposition can't really get the full beating of Juventus and clinch the 3 points. Unbeaten sounds good. But you know what doesn't sound good? 11 draws means 11 points out of a possible 33. This is a Juventus team that's only won 7 games this season. 7 games. That's the same amount of games that Udinese have won. Bologna have won. Milan have won. And Milan, the whole world has seen their roller coaster season. Players unhappy with the manager unhappy with players unsettled. Milan haven't spent the amount of money that Juventus have, but the game, Juventus 2, Fiorentina 2. The only positive is I predicted this. I predicted the 2-2. But this was a game where there was a period in that game where the game was practically screaming at both teams. Someone take control. Someone killed the sting of the game. Somebody retain the ball. Somebody go out, impose yourself, because there was a period where I was looking at Juventus, especially when it was 2-1. I was looking at Juventus and I was saying, listen, Fiorentina are very open. Fiorentina, for me, were open the majority of the game, but there was a period when it was 2-1. Fiorentina look open. Fiorentina look desperate. Fiorentina look short on ideas. Now, you've got one of the two approaches. Either you retain the ball and you see out the game. It's risky because one mistake can make it 2-2. Or you go out and kill the game. You go out and secure the 3 points and make it 3-1. And I'll be honest with you guys, Juventus in the final third, the decision making, it wasn't there. That it felt rash, it felt rushed. It's a game that Juventus should have won, in my opinion. Juventus should have won, but it's only right I give the time and I dedicate a segment to decoding the monster performance that I saw from Khephren Thuram. Now, this was a performance that I feel like every Juve fan deserves. And it would have been sweeter if Juventus clinched the 3 points. Because Thuram's performance today warranted 3 points. It didn't warrant 1 point. This is Thuram's best performance in a Juventus shirt. Because he showed he was dominant off the ball. He won his duels. He put out fires. He covered ground in the centre of the park. But on the ball, he showed he can break lines. He showed he can progress the ball in 2 ways. Passing, ball carrying. But the one thing that even I didn't know he had in his locker book was he showed I can get involved in the final third. I can score some goals. I can score a number 9's goal. You look at the first goal. Locatelli, wow. What a performance. But Locatelli is having a wow of a season. He's been amazing this season. Locatelli finding Thuram. The ability to turn and then carry. Not phased by the players around him. He carried it. He saw the space and he attacked the space. And as soon as he got himself into a shooting area, he got the ball out of his feet. He opened up his body and he passed it into the keeper's far right. Even David De Gea was caught by surprise. But that was a lovely goal. That was a player that wanted to take control. That was a player that wanted to impose himself. That was a player that wanted to have an impact on this game. When you look at his second goal. The second goal, once again, Locatelli receiving the ball deep. Opening up his body, finding Koopmeiners in that second/third phase, open, unmarked. Locatelli, what a regista, what a player. But finding Koopmeiners, he then progresses it into Thuram. Thuram making that third man run. That is something which I feel like if Juve were to master, they go up 2-3 levels. When you've got the wingers hugging the flanks, creating space in that half space, Dusan dropping a little bit deeper, that half space is available for Juve's interiors or even their wide players to tuck in. The half space is available. Third man runs are a key to scoring goals because they catch the opposition by God. Thuram ghosting in once again. Got lucky with the little deflection, but listen, if he wasn't there, he wouldn't have scored. It's all about the intentions. It's all about the purpose. He made the run. He got lucky. Sometimes you need luck in football. But then it's the composure. The composure to put it into the side net. Moise Kean, what a performance. I have to applaud it. But like I said, he didn't deserve to walk out of that game only clinching 1 point. But When you look at Fiorentina, was I surprised by how they set up? Was I surprised by how they played the game? Not really. I literally said it in the video. Juventus will probably dominate the ball. Fiorentina will look to play long balls, constant crosses. It's no surprise. Juventus at a point had 65% possession against this Fiorentina team. This is Fiorentina's model. And Moise Kean, hats off to him. I feel like he had a very good game. His holding up of the ball, bringing his teammates into the game, just being a pest in the final third. He took his goal so well. But even if we were to look at the goal, come on, guys. Come on. Fiorentina being direct, hitting the ball into the channel down the left-hand side. I'm about to put up 2 photos and I have to ask this one question. When the ball comes back out to Adli on the far left, there's 2, 3 Juventus players within 5 yards. You could clearly see Adli takes the ball out of his feet to give himself that 1 yard to run onto the ball and put in a cross. You should know what's about to happen. A player is about to put a cross into the box. The Juventus box has got 3 Fiorentina players and 2 defenders. Yet the funny thing is, there's three Fiorentina players at the back post. Look at Kalulu and look at how he's surrounded by 3 players. So even if Moise Kean didn't get onto it, I guarantee you Koopmeiners would have. Juventus should have never ever allowed that cross to get into the box. You need to be sprinting. You need to be closing down the angle. The cross comes in, and like I said, it's a 3v1. If it's not Moise Kean, it's Koopmeiners. Somebody was about to score. When you look at the last goal, very similar. Very similar. I feel like Juventus' left-hand side today was very poor off the ball. Conceição, he provides so much off the ball. He's tenacious, he's aggressive, he wins his duels. But you could see towards the end of the game, the dude was tired. Savona, can't say I'm the biggest of fans. You look at both of Fiorentina's goal. The first one came from a cross from the left-hand side, which is Juventus' right-hand side. You look at the last goal. Just look at these photos. Like, it's crazy. Juventus surrendered the game from a slip. Cambiasso split. Cambiasso slips. There's enough Juventus bodies to put out the fire, to see out this attack. But I was watching this and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Look at the photos. How many? Just look at the far left. Look at Sottil unmarked, open, just staring at the ball, waiting for the ball to drop to him. And you could see Koopmeiners makes the run into the box to help his teammates. I'm looking at Conceição. I'll be honest, guys. I'm looking at Conceição and I understand. Keep Conceição 10, 20 yards just in case Juve get the ball. He's got the advantage. But guys, it's a dying minutes. You need to track back. Conceição, that's his man. Koopmeiners has tucked in. Savona has tucked in. Conceição, that is your man. He's unmarked. He's open, but you're stood outside the box just watching. It's not good enough. I'll be honest, because sometimes that 10-yard sprint to mark the opposition player is the difference between a 2-1 win and a 2-2 draw. And I'll be honest, guys, Conceição, for me, he looked knackered after the 70th minute. Savona looked tired after the 70th minute. But this is where I look at the substitutions. You need to balance the books. Motta makes a substitution where he completely revamps the left-hand side. He takes off McKennie and he takes off Mbangula. He brings on Cambiasso and he brings on Kenan Yildiz. There's legs. There's energy down Juventus' left-hand side. But what about the right-hand side? There were no substitutions made down the right-hand side. It needs legs. It needs energy. And you can really make a case. Conceição's inability to get back is because he was tired. Having said all of that, it's a game that Juventus should have won. But how many times have I said that this season? The game ends 2-2. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's a game that Juventus should have won. Hopefully in the new year, Juventus can turn these 2-2s into 2-1s. Or if anything, into 3-2s. A lot of players need to start stepping up. Dusan Vlahovic, I'll be honest, quiet against his former team. Not much involved. At times, he was shooting from ridiculous areas, I'll be honest with you guys. But even the opportunity that he got, it was a lovely control. It's on your left foot. Fair enough, it looks like he slipped, but he should be converting. He's a striker that's clinical. He's a striker that's shown he can score from the most wildest of angles. But He was a player that I looked at today and felt like you should have imposed yourself more. You should have gotten more involved. Even if you don't get the ball, go out and seek the ball because you help your team a lot. Juventus' next game is the Super Cup. I'll be there to review it for you guys. Make sure to hit the like. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to let me know what you think in the comments. And I'll catch you guys on another one.